What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the channel. I know I teased you guys about maybe getting another video last week. I'm sorry I didn't. Between working late a couple days and the weather, I just didn't make it out here. But to give you guys a quick recap, we're in the middle of doing this long arm conversion, this radius arm conversion. This is a Tuff country kit, and it actually works really well. We got this side in. We had a few parts fight us, but it wasn't any fault of the kit itself. So before I jump into putting this other side on, which we still have over here on the bench, upper lower bolts, the whole nine, I wanted to show you guys something because I've been talking to a friend of mine online the last couple days about this particular kit that is on the side still, and what he was curious about was if this kit that's on the truck now would work on a truck that's leveled. Now this truck here, whether you believe it or not, this one's lifted about 4 inches. So if you look here, this is one reason I do not like this kit. I don't know if I told you guys last time, but it's great to have an arm that comes from back here to up there. Now you're using the factory lower bracket, but look how much room there is right here. There is not much room for movement. You know, as a highway truck, you know, you might not use all that travel, and that's totally fine. But for a truck that's lifted 4 inches, to have that little bit of room right there, that if anything happens, you're going to start contacting here. You know, you get off in a rough gravel road. I don't know, some of you guys go camp, haul trailers and sand in the woods and whatnot. This just, to me, is not a good idea. Now his truck's leveled, and his question to me was, can he put this kit on his leveled truck? Well, a leveled truck, you're gonna raise the front end about I'm gonna say somewhere between 2 and 3 inches. Now, being an inch lower, you're not gonna get a full inch of loss here, but the amount of loss here, since it's so tight already on a 4 inch, I think it's going to be pretty significant. So I don't know what you guys think. If you guys have any opinions on that, in the comments, I'd love to hear it. But I just don't think there's enough room to run this kind of kit on a leveled, maybe a mild lift. Now maybe with a 2-3 inch level, maybe it's not going to be as bad. But I mean, if you work these trucks to the point where the suspension's actually doing some moving, I just don't like it. Now if you guys can see on the other side there, you can run this Tuff country kit on level. Hell, you could probably run it on stock height, as long as that back section right there doesn't contact the frame, which you would have to try really, really hard. But as far as everything up here, I don't think you'd have any issue. So that's just one thing we've been talking about the last few days, and I need to get this thing done because I want to get the tires on. We have more boxes showing up, so you can tell Boost Auto. That's not very inconspicuous, but we have that to put on. And well, it might rain, so I don't know. All I know is I want to get down there. I want to make quick work of this side. We've already done the other side. We kind of learned a few things. I think what I'm going to try to do in this side, I'm going to set you up for time lapse like we did last time, but I'm actually going to get real adventurous. I'm going to pull upper and lower off at once, so I have that much more room to play. And I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see how it works out. Alrighty guys, let's take a break for a minute. So, this is something I didn't do in the first video. I didn't show you guys this. So this bracket that was previously welded on, you have your two main crossmember bolts, which they were too small to begin with. And then you drill 2 3/4 inch holes right here. Don't mind this stuff, we'll fix it later. But you drill 2 holes, 3/4 or 1/2 inch bolts there, put the nut on the back. That's what holds it in. Alright? This, you don't need that. You don't need that at all. Why anybody thought to weld these, I have no idea. But even these, you see that bolt hole right there? That bolt hole right there matches up with a factory hole in that cross member for a 1/2 inch bolt. That's all you need. So just a heads up for you guys, if you ever do this kind of stuff to yours. And it's a great time to say this. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. If you have a welder sitting in the corner, you don't have to use it on everything. Use your noodle. That would have been so much easier for him. So next thing, getting ready to put this lower bar in. It's time, right? We got everything done. I told you guys we're gonna shorten it. I need to measure the old one and see where we ended up on the old one to shorten this one so it's even. But one thing that fought me last time is a caster bolt. The caster bolt really threw me for a loop on this side here. So what I did this time was make sure you fit this first. It's going to be a little snug still. You want it snug, but it's going to go at the same time. See, last time I didn't catch that till it was too late, and I ended up at a point where I couldn't go back. I couldn't turn back. I couldn't pull the bolt back out and start over, clean the bolt up. It was already too late, so I just had to keep on going, which was a pain in the ass. But just test fit everything, okay? Alrighty guys, well there we have it. Both sides are installed. And I like it, right? But I owe you guys an honest impression. And it's not all bad, it's not all good either, I gotta be honest. And I hope Tuff Country sees this, because this is one of those things that needs corrected. Well, we got it in on both sides. There wasn't any problem with that. The instructions really straightforward. They tell you what you need to do. Everything kind of makes sense. Everything kind of falls into place. They made a good kit. And as far as the ride improvement goes, it really does improve the ride a lot. But there's a few things that I don't like, and a few things that I think they can change. First, main thing, when you pay that kind of money for just the conversion, not even a full lift, you want things to show up in the best condition they can. You're buying new parts, it's exciting, you want them to look nice, right? Well, all these arms, the two main arms and the little upper arms, they all showed up with some sort of chipping, fisheye in the coating, and scratching. Now, I know they packaged them pretty decent, they wrapped them in paper and all that fun stuff, but there has to be an improvement there. People don't pay that kind of money for scratched up parts. Next thing, the bolt length. The bolt length. That one got me pretty good. Again, to me, looks are important. Performance is more important, but looks are important. So let me show you. This is the passenger side. This is what we did today, okay, with the right length bolts. We went and we got the bolts that are the right length. That one up there, that sticks way out there, I don't think that's right. But that is not one I got today. Over here, that bolt is one they came with. It sticks out way far. That one's one that I got the other day. That's the right length. And then if you can see up front too, it's way too long. Fit and finish on your install. Now, I could understand it in one way. If you wanted that much thread sticking out, like you do up top, if you can see that, it's because you want to make sure that these ends are riding on 100% smooth shank of the bolt, not the threads, which once you get them clamped in there, that's really not that crucial. If it is that crucial to you, fine. I mean, deal with those long bolts. I couldn't do it. It's not all bad. I don't want to knock it that bad, because when I bought my truck, this is the reason he bought this kit, right? When I bought this truck, it had their full 6-inch Easy Ride kit, and I'll show you. You got the same arms, which probably looking at them side to side, they probably have changed manufacturing a couple times, but hell, they even came with a sticker. But it's the same kit, and it rides really good. That right there is the reason he went with this right here, rather than going with a different company that is doing the same radius arm conversions. We went with the Tuff Country because we know it works. So that's just a couple things I have to say about it. It's not all bad. I really hope the guys over there at Tuff Country see this, because I do think there's some improvements to be had. You know, the big thing is the coating, the finish. If we would have opened these up a long time ago and seen if they were chipped, scratched, and fish-eyed, I mean, that's hard enough as is, but we probably would have had them recoated just so they were pristine when they went on. So let me show you. So this right here, this right here is perfect example. Okay, I would tell you if I did this, but this right here I didn't do. This right here I didn't do. All this stuff I didn't do. I was very, very careful putting this together. I made sure that if I sat an end on the ground, you can see I did a little tapping on this end, I'll tell you that. And I sat this end on the ground. If I would have sat this end on the ground and did some pitting to it, I would have told you. But this is the perfect example right here of the kind of stuff that is all over these bars. There's a couple chips in here, and that side's not as bad, but still. What it reminds me of is the kit showed up with rock chips. So I hope that's not the same with everything, but you know, that's a concern. I mean, honest. So I hope you guys like these videos. As you can see, we have more parts to go on. We have this, we have those. I know I told you we were gonna put those on like 2 videos ago. It just hadn't happened. Hadn't lined up right. Now that we have the bars on, and one thing we're waiting on that showed up for these is we're gonna go through and ceramic coat them ourselves. Put a good ceramic coat on them, kind of give them the best possible chance they can get right out the gate. And I think he's waiting on lug nuts still, but those are gonna go on. These are gonna go on. Now that this is done, I think things are gonna go a lot better. So with that being said, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.